Hey gamers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire, and today I'm going to show you how to solo Castellion, a tile-laying game in the Oniverse series by Shadi, Torbey. There are actually 3 levels that you can play in Castellion. So there is an introductory version of the game with yellow cards, there's a hard version with red cards, and what I'm showing you here is the base game. So in the base game, the level 1 card is set. I've randomly selected cards for 2 and 3, and these 3 cards represent the ordeals that we're going to have to pass as we build up our castle in order to win. So for our first ordeal, I need to get a vertical column of 4 creatures that are of the same color, you'll see shortly. Here I need a square and then a horizontal line. Then for our second ordeal, I'm going to need 2 squares, 2 lines. And by our third ordeal, I'm going to need a total of 6 squares, square formations of tiles. The other thing I'm going to have to watch out for is I have some timers that are built into the game. Within this pile over here, there are traitor tiles, and every time I draw 3 of them and place 3 on this card, I will trigger the next ordeal. So I have a little timer that we don't know exactly when the game will end because it just depends on what we draw. Other than that, there are placement rules and different discarding tile rules that I'll explain as we go, because I think that's the easiest way to teach this particular game. So, on a given turn, we can just draw a tile and play it. By the way, this blue pile right here of 12 tiles is the safe pile. There are a limited number of tiles in here compared to this pile, but there are no traitor tiles in it. So if we're running out of time and want to play really safe, we can draw from here, but that's a limited resource. So let's go ahead and draw our first tile and just kind of see what happens. All right, so this is our first tile. It is a chameleon. We're going to go ahead and place him right here in the foundation of our castle. So our castle can end up being up to a 6x6 grid. When it comes time to test ourselves against one of these ordeals, one thing that we absolutely will need is a full foundation of 6 tiles across the bottom, plus the formations that are on the card. So paying attention to the foundation matters. So here's our chameleon. He's green, and he also has a shape around him. It is a square. Now on the foundation, this doesn't really matter, but as we go up, I can't place another square on top of him. You're not actually supposed to place different shapes orthogonally adjacent to each other. And what that is going to mean is that we're going to have to use powers if we need to try that or manipulate the tiles in different ways. So for now we have this chameleon, and let's draw another card. Okay, so this one is a triangle, and it is a juggler. So let's go ahead and just put him here. There's no reason not to at this time. So our foundation is building up, but in order to get these formations, I'm going to need 4 chameleons on top of each other. I can't just do 4 tiles. So let's draw another and see what happens. So this one's called a pyro, and he is a square shape. I don't really want him right now because I only need 1 vertical. And other than that, I need to do a square and a horizontal line. So, well, I'm just not the most excited about it, but maybe we'll put him, let's put him here and just kind of see what happens. I don't want to waste tiles just yet. And then let's draw another. Okay, so now we have a juggler. So now that I've drawn my second juggler, one thing I think I'm going to do is, because I know I need this vertical line, I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. So I've started that vertical line. So if I get duplicates of the chameleon or the pyro, I'll do something different with them because I'm trying to build these 3 different formations before a clock pops up. So let's hope for the best. So let's pull another card off the pile. All right, so there's our 4th creature type. This is a seer. And I think what I'm going to do for him is I'm actually going to discard him for his power for now. So what a seer does is if you discard it, instead of putting it in your castle, you get to draw 4 more tiles. However, we're going to have to play the ones that we draw. So let's put them down. All right, good news, bad news. We've got some tiles that I can definitely use, but we also have this little sucker right here. This is a traitor tile. Uh-oh. So these can be played in any order. With the traitor tile, I have 2 choices. I can either, when it's time, place it on this card and just hope that I don't draw 2 more before I can finish these formations. Or I can discard 4 tiles from my castle. I can destroy 4 tiles in order to get rid of it. So if I wanted to discard this right now, I'd have to destroy the entire castle that I've built up so far. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. So we're probably going to have to just eat it. So we're just going to go ahead and put it here because I already know. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this guy here. I'm going to put this one here. So I can put these two squares next to each other because this is my castle's foundation and I'm just abusing that rule. And then the problem is that I have this juggler that I'd love to place on top of the others, but I can't because he is currently a square shape, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. So I'm part way to a couple of these different formations and we'll be hoping for the best. The other thing I haven't really fully thought out is that I am trying to do a square here, clearly, and then a vertical line here, but I also need to find space for a horizontal line before I run out of time, and it's a 6x6 grid. I've already taken up 4 of these, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I wanna make it happen. You can't actually combine 2 of the structures into one or anything, they have to be separate, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I think is best on that front. So that could be a little tough. All right, so we have another seer. Let's think about what to do with him. I think we're gonna go ahead and use him for his power again and plan out the next few moves. All right, so I've got 4 tiles, and let's have a look at them. So we got a triangle chameleon, a juggler, a pyro, that's a triangle, and a square juggler. Okay, so this is actually not too bad at all. We're definitely going to do this. We're gonna take the circle juggler, we're gonna take the square juggler, and we are going to make a pile out of them like this. So now we have one of our formations in place, which is that vertical line. Then we are going to go ahead and put this guy right here. So we have our vertical line and our square. And now we're gonna have to figure out how to do the rest of this. We need a full foundation and we also need a full set of 4 squares in a row. And it's a 6x6 castle, so I got a little bit of a problem. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I shouldn't have built my vertical line here the way that I did. So one thing I might try to do is get rid of this and kind of adjust the size of the foundation. These are sort of malleable castle shapes. Like I can't place anything under my foundation as it is, but I can make other adjustments to it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's put this guy over here. So we'll at least put him on the foundation because there's nothing in the discard pile that I wanna take. And then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and draw a tile. Oh no. All right, so I got a timer. I don't want to get rid of 4 of these tiles. I'll show it to you though. So we're going to discard this and we're going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4 of my tiles. So now I'm upset, but I do have a chance to kind of redo some stuff with my foundation, so that's not all bad. All right, so this time we have pulled a pyro, which is good. I would like to maybe make a square out of this, so I'm gonna put him right here. We're going for that square formation, which I think will be nice. Hopefully, if I can get another one. So now let's grab another tile. Uh-oh. So now our timer's at 2. If I can't fill up my foundation and also finish these formations by the time this comes out, I lose the game. Sometimes you just get really unlucky in this. So this is gonna be a pretty short playthrough. So let's go ahead and pull another one. Okay, we got a chameleon. Let's put him here. So we're gonna try for our rows. Although actually I could have played this smarter. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do actually. I've made some mistakes. So what I'd like is I'm actually gonna discard this pyro and I'm gonna put him here like this. You'll see what I'm doing in a moment, if it works out. I shouldn't have started building the square here. I need the line and then the square, I think is what's going on. So let's draw another tile. So this time we get a seer, and I'm gonna use him to look into the future again. So we'll discard him and have a look at what's coming up next. One thing I could do is I don't wanna draw another one of these guys. So let's take 4 off the safe pile and see what I get. Wow, that was crazy, actually. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do then. These are all of our safe tiles. I'm gonna do this. We are gonna start making our square here, like so. So our square is starting to be made. We just need one more of these seers to go here. And then this, actually, hang on, let's see what I've got. Yes, okay, so I'm gonna discard my chameleon. When you discard a chameleon, you can put it in the discard pile and then pull another card that's the another tile that's the same shape out of your discard. So I gave away a triangle chameleon for a triangle seer, and now I have my square, which I like quite a bit. Now let's see if I can get this line and this foundation worked out. Who knows? All right, so let's go ahead and pull another tile. All right, this is actually good. This is a juggler, and it's gonna give me a chance to show you the juggler's powers. So I'm gonna discard this juggler, and what that lets you do is swap 2 orthogonally adjacent tiles on your castle. So what I'm trying to do is get another pyro here and then do another swap, perhaps. That might be good. So we did get another pyro, and I can put him next to this square because it's the foundation, and I can do what I want. Excellent. But now I need to figure out how to either swap him or do some sort of destructive thing to my castle. So let's see what I can do. Juggler, juggler. And yes, it is a juggler. Excellent. So I can discard him to swap. So now I just need one of anything on my foundation and I'm good to go because I have 1, 2, 3, so 4, 5, 6. Okay, awesome. So whenever we want to draw a clock, it's okay because we can face this ordeal without any fear. Our next thing, however, is we might start thinking about the next ordeal in which I'm going to need 2 squares and 2 horizontal lines, which is going to be a task from where I'm at right now. So let's have a look. So I drew a seer. One thing I haven't discussed yet in the rules is that I cannot place the seer next to this formation to start a new one because it cancels out the one that already exists. So I have this square here, it's 4 tiles, but if I put one here, it's 5 tiles, and it messes up the integrity of my structure, so to speak. So I don't want to place this guy in the castle. So I'm going to put off to the side and then draw some tiles. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and start a square here. 1, 2, and then let's do this. Oh, let me think about it. No, I have an idea. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go 3, and then we're gonna spend this juggler to swap them. 4. And if this plays out, you'll see what I'm doing. I'm trying to see if I can get myself in a position where if I can draw a timer, I can actually discard these 4 after I've done my ordeal, and then I have a different foundation to work with that'll let me have more squares and more lines and stuff. But we'll see. Let's draw a tile. Oh, okay, so here we go. It is a clock. It's a traitor. So let's go ahead and put him here since we're ready to face this challenge. So we have a full foundation of 6. We have 1 tower, I think it's called. So we have a vertical structure. We have 1 square, and we have 1 horizontal line. So we have done the requirements of this card. So if I move it up slightly, you can see it better. So we got 4 pyros here, 4 jugglers here, 4 seers here. We did it. Yay. So now we are on to ordeal number 2, and we'll continue. So now all of this gets removed from the game, and these are our 2 remaining ordeals, and we'll keep drawing. All right, so we got a traitor. We're gonna discard it, but it's actually not the worst thing in the world because we are gonna remove these jugglers from the game, from the castle. But what that means is that we can continue rebuilding on our foundation in this direction, which is going to help us make some of the stuff that we need. So it's actually not all bad. So let's keep drawing and see what comes out. Okay, so we got another chameleon, which would be cool, except that you can't place a floating thing, and I really want to finish that row. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to discard this and grab a square juggler from the discard and put it there. So we've just switched it out so that next time I get a chameleon, hopefully I can put it right there on top, ideally. All right, so this is a seer. I don't want to put him on top of the other seers. So let's go ahead and discard him and use him to see the future. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, so this is actually pretty rough. I don't want to discard anything from my castle right now. This is not ideal. So I think what we're going to have to do, because I've almost got this row here. I've got one square. If I give any of this up, I've made serious problems for myself in terms of building up the castle. We're going to take these. This could be a huge mistake. I could lose like next turn now. We are going to just discard this. You don't have to do the power, but I don't want to put anything else on here right now. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and put them up here since we're going to have to do more squares anyway. So let's put it there. This one we're going to discard to look at some stuff from the safe pile because we can't afford a screw up right now. Okay, so this could be a lot worse. We're going to go ahead and take this chameleon. That's good. We are going to place, we're going to go for our next square. We're going to go like that. And then we're going to go like that. And then this isn't, I'm just going to discard him and not do anything with him because I don't want to add anything on right here and damage the structure that I've already been building. So he's just going to get discarded. And now it's a matter of whether we can get a juggler first or a timer first to see if we're going to win this. Yikes. Okay, so we got a chameleon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to discard him and I'm going to trade him for a triangle juggler since he was a triangle chameleon. Haha, we have 2 squares, 2 lines in the castle. So we'll meet this requirement. We also have a complete foundation. So we can just kind of wait for our next clock to come up and then we'll start thinking ahead to see if we can get 6 squares or not, which I truly doubt if we're being really real about it. Okay, so we got another pyro. I can't place it here. I'm gonna go ahead and put it here. By the way, if I choose to discard a pyro, basically what I can do is discard it, destroy one tile in my castle, and then move another one to a different location. So it's really good for kind of cleaning house, which is cool. But we're not using it for that right now. So then let's draw another card. So now we have a chameleon. I'm gonna put him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is since we're eventually gonna be going for this, I'm gonna put it here and see about destroying this foundation later. I think that's the best call. We'll find out. Draw another tile. Okay, it's another pyro, but it's a triangle. I'm just gonna discard it without doing anything because I can't do much more than that. I almost want to get a timer right now. Yep, and here he is. So here's a traitor. Traitor goes here, and we face this ordeal. So we have 2 squares. We have 2 horizontal lines. So we have met the requirements for this card. So this leaves the game. If we can survive this one, we win. If we don't, then we lose. And we need 6 squares in here. So I have 2 of them, but this is a mess. So let's see what happens. All right, so we got another pyro. I'm gonna put him here and work on another square. I'm gonna use him to see the future. So let's draw 4 tiles from our pile. Okay, so we got a couple chameleons and a couple pyros. I think what we're gonna do with that is we're gonna build a square. And then I have room for another one. I don't wanna put it here because that'll cancel this one out. So we're gonna go ahead and go for this. Because remember, we can't put the shapes together unless we use a power, so we're not gonna bother with that. We're just gonna try for that square up there. We'll see if it happens. All right, let's pull another tile. Okay, this time it's another pyro. In this case, I don't really want it. The question is, what can I get away with this? We're gonna take a risk. We're gonna use this pyro to destroy this juggler down here. So it's gonna mess up my squares temporarily, but hopefully not forever. So this will slide down like this. And then I can move anything in my tower. So I'm gonna move this guy here. We're gonna see if I can get away with this. If I get another pyro, we're good. If I don't, we're not. What I'm hoping to do is destroy this and then move things down into a nicer square formation. So we have a seer. Let's use him to see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have a clock. we're probably just going to take it. But let me think about what I can do best here. Okay, first we're going to use this pyro. We are going to get rid of this juggler. We are going to move all these down. So see how my square is intact again now? And then I do have to move something to somewhere else. So what we're going to do is go ahead and move. Let's move this guy here so that we don't damage anything we've been really working on. That works for me. And now I have these 3 tiles left. We're going to put the traitor here. I could regret that later. We're going to put this circular chameleon here to make another square. And then we're going to put this one in the discard pile, but I want to pull. Do I want to pull anything? I can't really pull a triangle. Let's see if I can put like a pyro in here maybe. So I'm going to discard this and get this triangular pyro back from discard and put him here. So I can try to get my squares a-going. We're trying here. Okay. So let's draw another tile. Crap. So it's a traitor. The problem is that if I choose to discard these 4 down here, it does slide everything down, but it also damages the integrity of this square because it's touching other chameleons. So there are advantages to using this, or I can just destroy some stuff off the top and hope for the best. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need to get 2 more. Or what I can do, let's do this. So we're going to discard it. We're going to get rid of these 4 at the bottom from the castle. Then everything's going to fall down. So basically I still have my 4 squares. They're good to go, and I discarded that 1 traitor. So that's a good thing, I think. So let's keep going. Uh-oh. All right, so this is a black bordered traitor tile. I have to put it there. There's nothing I can do about it. So now it's a matter of, am I going to draw another one or am I going to make it? We'll see. So we got a chameleon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put him here and see if we can build up in case we need him. Or, you know what? No, I'm going to discard him for this circular chameleon. I mean, the circular seer, and put it here. So I got rid of a circular chameleon to get a circular seer right there. That seems smart. Ooh. Oh, by the way, these are now next to each other, but because they were slid together by destroying the foundation, it's still a legal placement. So you can't put tiles that are the same shape next to each other, but if powers make them wind up that way, you're actually still in the clear. I figure I should probably say that. Okay, what next? Oh no, it's another black traitor tile. So we were doing really well, but we totally lost the game. And that is a game of Castellion from the Oniverse series. Even when you lose, it's still pretty quick and fun. I like manipulating the tiles around, and I hope that this playthrough was enjoyable for you. Happy gaming.